Here's something I've learned from studying genuinely well-designed gardens. The difference between a compound that looks nice and one that looks designed almost never comes down to how many plants are in it. It comes down to which 9, or 10, or 12 plants were chosen, and how deliberately they were chosen. Professional garden designers don't fill a space with everything they like. They choose a small number of plants, each one doing a specific job: structure, movement, drama, texture. And they repeat those choices with real discipline. That's the entire secret. Fewer plants, chosen properly, always beats more plants, chosen randomly. Today, I'm walking you through 9 plants that do exactly that. Every single one is genuinely capable of transforming an ordinary compound into something that looks properly designed. Not because they're rare or difficult, but because of the specific job each one does in a modern planting scheme. Before we start, comment below and tell me this. Does your compound currently have too many different plants competing for attention? Or does it feel a little bare and undecided? I want to know, because today's list works differently depending on which one is true for you. If you're new here, welcome to Modern Yard Lab. This channel is all about the green and flowering side of garden design, the plants that actually do the work. Subscribe, because these 9 choices might be the most useful plant list we've ever put together. Let's get into it. 1. Clipped boxwood, or yew-balls. The backbone of formal meets modern design, and the plant that makes everything around it look intentional. If there's one plant that appears in almost every genuinely designer-looking compound, it's this one. Clipped evergreen balls, whether boxwood or yew, bring a level of structure and discipline that almost nothing else in the plant world achieves. Positioned 2 or 3, matched in size, flanking an entrance, framing a doorway, or repeated at intervals along a border. Their tight, rounded form reads as calm and considered against almost any backdrop, and because they're evergreen, they hold that structure through every season, not just summer. This is genuinely the plant I'd point to first. If someone asked me, what's the single easiest way to make my compound look more designed? It's this one. Comment boxwood if structured evergreens are already part of your compound, or if today's the day you're adding them. 2. Ornamental grasses, miscanthus or pennisetum. The plant that gives your compound something almost nothing else can: genuine movement. Structure is essential, but a compound built entirely from static, clipped forms can start to feel stiff. Ornamental grasses solve that instantly. Miscanthus and pennisetum both offer a streamlined, upright form with soft, feathery seed heads that catch light and move with every breath of wind. Plant them in loose drifts rather than single specimens, along a boundary, softening the base of a wall, or as a transition between structured beds and open lawn. The subtle color variation through the season, from fresh green to warm golden tones, keeps them genuinely interesting for months at a time. Comment grasses if movement is something your current planting is completely missing. 3. Japanese maple, Acer palmatum. The single specimen tree that instantly signals considered design over just planted something. If your compound has room for exactly one statement tree, this is the one most garden designers would choose. Japanese maples bring a genuinely sculptural branching structure, delicate layered foliage, and, depending on the variety, colors ranging from deep burgundy to bright acid green through summer, before a dramatic autumn color change. Position it somewhere it can be seen from your main seating area or entrance, ideally with enough space around it that its natural form isn't crowded by other planting. This is a tree that wants to be looked at, not hidden in a border. Comment maple if you already know exactly where in your compound this tree needs to go. Fossia, Fatsia japonica. Bold, glossy, jungle-esque foliage, and genuinely one of the easiest architectural plants to keep alive. This plant does an enormous amount of visual work for very little maintenance effort. Large, deeply lobed, glossy dark green leaves give Fatsia japonica an almost tropical presence, even though it's genuinely hardy and low maintenance across a wide range of climates. Use it to fill a shaded corner that struggled to hold anything else, or as a bold textural contrast against finer, more delicate planting nearby. Its scale and glossy texture instantly read as designed, rather than whatever would grow there. Comment Fatsia if you've got a difficult shaded corner that's never quite worked. This might be your answer. 5. Agave. Hard-edged architecture, straight from the desert, working beautifully in a modern compound. Agave brings something almost nothing else on today's list can. Genuine architectural drama through form alone. Its symmetrical rosette of thick, pointed leaves reads as sculptural and bold, even as a single specimen in a container or a gravel bed. Position it as a genuine focal point, in a striking container by an entrance, or set into a gravel or stone bed where its strong form has room to be appreciated without competition from softer planting nearby. A little goes a long way with agave. One well-placed specimen often outperforms a whole bed of softer plants. Comment agave if bold. Architectural planting is exactly the direction your compound has been missing. 6. Clumping bamboo. Vertical structure and genuine screening, without the spreading problem people worry about. Bamboo gets a mixed reputation because of how aggressively certain running varieties spread. But clumping varieties solve that concern entirely, while still delivering the vertical drama bamboo is known for. Planted along a boundary needing height and screening, or as a narrow vertical accent beside an entrance. The tall, upright canes and soft, rustling foliage overhead bring genuine sound and movement into the space, alongside the structural height. Comment bamboo if you've avoided bamboo before because of the spreading concern. Clumping varieties might change your mind. 7. Canna pretoria, or elephant's ear. Oversized, dramatic foliage that makes spare, modern architecture feel genuinely alive. This is the plant that brings scale and drama into a compound with clean architectural lines. Canna pretoria offers striped foliage in vivid green and gold, while elephant's ear brings genuinely enormous, paddle-shaped leaves that create an instantly tropical, exotic feel. Use either as a bold single statement or in a small mass planting, where the oversized foliage becomes the whole point of that section of the compound. Against the straight, spare lines of modern architecture, this kind of lush, oversized foliage provides exactly the contrast that keeps a minimal design from feeling cold. Comment canna if dramatic, oversized foliage is calling to you after today's video. 8. Dark, jewel-tone foliage. Heuchera, sultry night. The trend designers are leaning into right now. Rich, dark foliage, instead of relying purely on flower color. This is genuinely one of the newer directions in designer planting. Rather than chasing bright flower color alone, deep jewel-toned foliage varieties like Heuchera, sultry night bring rich, almost black-purple leaf color that reads as sophisticated and grounding against brighter greens nearby. Use it at the front of a border, where its low, mounded form and dark coloring provide a genuine anchor point, a place for the eye to rest before moving on to brighter planting elsewhere in the bed. Comment dark foliage if rich, jewel-toned planting is a direction you genuinely try in your own compound. 9. Sedum or Echeveria ground cover. The final plant, small in scale, but doing genuinely important finishing work. And here we are, plant number 9, saved for last because it's the detail that ties a designed bed together at ground level. Architectural succulents like sedum and echeveria bring bold, distinct rosette or clustering forms, even at a genuinely small scale, filling gaps at the front of beds or between paving with real textural interest. Use them where a bed transitions into hard landscaping, along the edge of a path, tucked between paving joints, or filling the foreground in front of your taller architectural choices from earlier in this list. It's a small detail, but it's the one that makes a bed look finished rather than simply planted. Comment sedum if you're someone who's always forgotten the front edge of your borders. This plant fixes that. Closing. 9 plants. Every single one chosen for a specific job. Structure, movement, drama, scale, texture, or finishing detail, rather than just because it looked nice at the garden center. Here's the full list. One final time. Clipped boxwood or yew balls. Ornamental grasses. Miscanthus or pennisetum. Japanese maple. Acer palmatum. Fatsia japonica. Agave. Clumping bamboo. Canna pretoria or elephant's ear. Dark jewel tone foliage. Heuchera sultry night. Sedum or echeveria ground cover. Go back to that question I asked you at the start. Did your compound have too many competing plants, or did it feel a little bare? Now tell me, after today's list, do you know exactly which one or two of these 9 you're adding first? I want your number, 1 through 9, in the comments below. And if you've already got several of these in your compound, tell me. I want to know how close you already are to that designer look without even realizing it. I read every single comment, and I reply to as many as I possibly can. If today's video changed the way you think about plant choices in your own compound, hit that like button. It's the fastest way to help this reach someone else whose compound has too many plants doing too little. And if you're not subscribed to Modern Yard Lab yet, this channel exists to prove that a genuinely designed compound comes down to a handful of the right plants, chosen with intention, not an overwhelming collection. Subscribe, turn on notifications, because the most beautiful gardens were never the fullest ones. They were the most considered. Until next time.